Hi, it's Dean, CEO of Maverrik here, and I'm joined with, or by, the illustrious Vasco.
I've never been called illustrious.
I've never used the word before, so I thought it would be cool to use it.
No, brilliant.
So we're talking about customer or client buying journeys. What does that mean to you? What does that mean for the customer? Vasco, in a B2B context, what do you think about B2B buying journeys? Well,
one of the most important things about all of this is attraction. Attract your client to your product and to you. Because people buy from people, that becomes very, very important, especially if you are working on a platform like LinkedIn. And the problem lies right there, where most people just, do the pray and spray, which is try and get you to buy something from them, and they tell you everything they do. So instead of going into a land and expand technique, they're going into let's see what sticks.
So land and expand is a principle that's been used in the consulting world. It's been used in lots of different businesses, whereby you put a product into the market, people buy a relatively low value, and it opens almost a gateway to developing that relationship and increasing that client spend. Some of the big consulting firms on the planet actually use this principle in their business model. And what you'll find is, as you look at your own business and as you look at what goes on in the business and how customers come to you, there will be almost like a series of milestones that people go through. Vasco, for one example, our Accelerator program, we find that people buy a book, they come to one of our free webcasts, they might buy one of our short courses, and then we sell the Accelerator program, which is the 90-day results program, where we work with them to get results. But we don't sell that cold to people, do we?
No, we don't. And it's interesting because, for example, we get lots of clients coming in trying to get new clients while they forget they've got clients in their base, which is they could cross-sell and upsell to the existing client base and go from there.
And that's part of the buying journey too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once somebody becomes a customer, not only how do you deliver on the service you've sold or the product you've sold, but how do you develop that relationship further with the customer once they've bought that first sale or what have you?
No, because they go from trying to all the time finding new clients, forgetting that they've got clients in-house where they could sell even more if they put their minds to it. And sometimes they're pressuring on the wrong part of sales. The other thing is we sort of teach the one strategy, which, it's one message, one product, and people tend to try all of a sudden, because they're being pressured by results, just trying to sell anything.
And I think this is key here, Vasco, because often we get tired of a message, we get tired of saying something, and the point that we're fed up of saying the same thing, people are just starting to take notice of what we're saying. Yeah. So for an example, you might be putting one message out on your LinkedIn, you might be putting one message out on adverts, wherever you're doing, and you might be feeling tired of that message, but your customers and your prospects are just starting to wake up to, oh, you do that? I didn't understand that. And sometimes what we forget, and the buying journey is actually part of the process of educating your customers and prospects in your value proposition. So not only do you just go, here's what we do and how we can help, they start to realize for themselves, they see it for themselves, that what you offer can add value.
But it also got to do how you offer, which is don't go by the price, go for what does your product, what does your solution solve in terms of your prospects' pain.
The difference it makes.
The difference it makes. Where it fills the gap, and what do they need to do to fill that gap?
And do you think when people are struggling with this, and I have this, somebody told me about this analogy, and I may not get it as well as they told it to me. Imagine a machine and you've got cogs.
Yeah.
And this business, your client has a machine with these cogs on it, and some of the cogs are missing. Do you sell cogs or do you sell a fully functioning machine? And that's the difference between transactional selling the cog, versus selling the the fully operational machine. The value and the margin is actually in the selling of the fully functional machine. But sometimes our instinct is to go, do you want a cog?
Well, other times, going into mechanical stuff, it's like people trying to sell a drill, while people are not worried about what the color is of the drill they want. They want is to make a hole. So the big worry is, does it make a hole? Is it clean? Does it work and function well? They don't care about if it's going to be a yellow drill, a green drill.
Do you know what? I saw advertised on the internet the other day, and I thought, this is totally ridiculous. An advert where you can change the snap-on plastic covers on the drill so you can have different colours. And I'm like, really? But apparently maybe it's a thing. But once you map out your value proposition, once you've then built that into a journey that you're going to, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a journey from the customer's perspective, it could be your plan. So, okay, what is it? So they have to know these things about us. They have to show interest. And we have what we call the Maverrik method, which is Vasco. Positioning. So how are you developing your value proposition? Do you have that journey mapped out of what people have to go to? Is it a call? Is it a demo? Is it a proposal?
Attention.
What's the follow-up? Attention. What's attention, Vasco?
Intent.
What's attention, Vasco?
No, come on. You say it.
Oh, I have to say it.
Yeah.
How are you going to get their attention in a busy world, in a busy world where we've got emails coming out of our ears, we've got phones going off, we've got notifications on our phones pinging? How are you going to get the attention of a prospect? You have to be really smart, you have to be really focused, and it has to be relevant to them. So you have to have a plan.
To become creative.
Yeah, you have to have a plan to get attention, not just in visual terms, but in the messaging and the key points you want to make.
And then you go into intent.
Intent. So intent is something that we're really key on. What a lot of people are doing on LinkedIn and email and all of these channels is literally hitting people and saying, do you need this stuff? What you can do in your roadmap, which we mentioned earlier, or your buying journey, is build in places and milestones where you can get almost your prospects to show their hand, where they show you their cards a little bit and you can go, I now understand you have a need for this, which allows you to follow up more intelligently and in a more targeted way based on what they're resonating with, which is the intent.
And then results.
Results, yeah, simple. How much action? Are you going to put the action in? You'd be surprised. I was going to say to you, Vasco, you'd be surprised.
But sometimes I am surprised.
You won't. You'd be surprised how many people build these plans. And you know what I'm going to say next, right? What am I going to say next, Vasco?
Implementation?
Yeah, they don't do anything with them.
Because there's the problem. 80% of the success of any project lies on the implementation. And this is why, for example, when we do strategy days with companies, we've done this, and they go into some place and they've got this dusty folder with everything they planned, and the only problem was they've never implemented. Either they haven't done it or they used the wrong people to implement it.
Just earlier, I was talking to some people on a video call, and they'd built a strategy, really excited, but the strategy they'd built was during the pandemic. And now they have a situation where it doesn't work because they can't reach people by phone. And we hear this a lot, people saying they can't reach people by phone. And so you can either go, well, I'll sit down and do nothing, or you go, well, I have to rebuild my plan. I have to rebuild that buying journey to adapt to the situation. And there's lots of businesses that stumble on implementation because there's so many moving parts, things can go wrong.
Because this is where it comes that, for example, we've got the do it with you service, which is autopilot, and people want to do it for you. They just, let someone else do it. So yes, this is what I want.
You can't outsource business development, really, because if you're going to build a business and scale a business, you have to know how to grow it yourself. And we tell people, we can help, we can support, we can push you in the right direction, but you have to do that bit yourself. You have to take action yourself.
And sometimes it becomes difficult because some of the people that are doing new business development, they are the CEOs and the MDs. They're so busy with the day-to-day things, and also they haven't got a proper business development hat on. They go, oh, I couldn't do this. Oh, I couldn't do that.
Well, it's fascinating because if you're a business owner, you'll want to do your selling a bit differently to maybe a salesperson, because you need to obviously command respect and authority for your position in the business. So one of the things that you can tie that with, if you're building your process journey, is that you actually establish the business owner or the CEO as the thought leader of, their industry, or the thought leader or an authority figure. They're producing content, they're publishing in a way that gets them respect for what they're doing, and then they sell off the back of that reputation. Yeah. Whereas a salesperson's more focused on pains and outcomes, and there is hybrids of the two. But again, what we're saying here is, if you don't have it mapped out, if you don't go, well, we're going to do this, then this, then this, then this, then this, these are our milestones to get to a sale. If you don't have that, we call it a roadmap. But if you don't have that, you end up trying lots of things that never really push people down the road. No. They never move people from they don't know you to a customer. Or worse, you have a strategy that pushes a load of people into the middle, and they're not quite a customer, but they know you, they like you, they think you're a great company. And the other side is that you're a customer and you're paying money and you've bought something. You could develop the wrong strategy or no strategy and end up with a whole load of people stuck in the middle.
Now, and then you have to think of the end part, which is I've landed a prospect, and now I'm going to take him on a journey to become a client or a customer. And then after he's bought in,
land and expand.
What else am I going to sell him?
Yeah.
What else am I going to take him on this journey? And it's a great journey, because if you only got 2 or 3 offers, you'll find out after you've upgraded him to something else, you should have other things. So in a way, you got a customer for life, because you're offering him different services and solutions as he becomes accustomed to your company.
And where people fall down is they have too much offering out in the market, so they can't focus.
Yep.
Or they can't connect the dots between this customer to this product, then this product, then this product.
And just focus on what makes you unique. And focus on the pain of your clients and see where those two meet.
Yeah, awesome. So buying journeys, roadmaps as we call them, they're really important to map out, because if you don't, your strategy will be all over everywhere. You won't fully implement your strategy. So have a go, write your own buying journey, write your own roadmap, and put it into practice, take action with it, and you'll find you'll improve it as you go. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Work it out in practice, work it out, field test it as we would call, but you need to develop your own buying journey for your business. Vasco?
As we say in our business, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. No, that's how Nike say it. TM. We can't say as we say, because then Nike will sue us. From me, Dean Seddon, and from
Vasco.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.